So I'm actually in a hotel room because it's my girlfriend's birthday. So I'm not in my studio, but that's okay because I still get to talk and upload and think about all the things I'm doing. And I've been editing some videos for the challenge and everything, but right now I'm kind of just yapping because it's been a long day and I've been driving all day, and I got here and I was tired. So after eating and doing everything else, yeah, we're just chatting right now. But there were some things I wanted to talk about, and one of them is, if you don't know me already, my name is North, or Mac, or North Dakota, any of those work, and I actually make music. And in December of 2023, I decided to make a video every day for a year. And I am going to do a full 365 days. I'm not going to miss one, even if some may be less edited, some may be more. And I've been editing some videos and talking about lower budgets and everything like that. And I just kind of want to chat because I have some goals that I wanted to reach. Like 3 months into the challenge, I decided that I wanted to hit 10 million streams on Spotify. I've been taking TikTok pretty seriously. I've gotten pretty high up on that in terms of my own kind of metrics, because I only started in October 2023. I didn't have a social media before. Like, I wasn't big on it. Even as a musician, like, it just wasn't something that stood out to me, and it wasn't something that I wanted to do. So I ended up kind of putting it on the back burner, but I realized that as a musician, like, the internet's a great platform and it's a good place to build a digital presence. So I've been using that, and I have about 1,150 followers on TikTok, and I'm at almost 1.5 million streams on Spotify. So I have 8.5 million to go. And one of the things I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create free merch. That's number one goal. And I want to give out a digital download of some sort, and I want to give out a physical copy to people, and I want them to get that for free. I don't want them to pay anything. I just want them to, really like it. If they vibe with me, or, whatever's going on, they could get that. And then I also want to work on art because I want to do something outside of my creative endeavors, my passion project, and do something where I am going a little bit out of my comfort zone because it's something I haven't done in a long time, and have a hobby outside of my hobby, because it's not really my hobby anymore since I make money off of it. It's more of a job, even though it's fun, but you always need a hobby away from your jobs, right? So I've been picking up art, and I also am trying to do more shows, and I'm doing it all on a low budget. I want it to be accessible. I want it to be under something that people can understand, because honestly, music and art can be very inaccessible if you don't have the money. And right now I'm rocking a $500 setup, and that's it. And I want people to be able to make music on a $500 setup. And I want to learn how to teach people about the shortcuts and ways that they can get there. And I've had some people ask me about that, but as of right now, it's just something I've been thinking about. Talking about where to find inspiration, talking about how to use your program, talking about cheap alternatives, talking about ways to, post album arts, post, different social media, and think about different kind of outcomes and ideas on how you can get people to gravitate to you as an artist and as a person, because that's one of the more interesting parts, right? It's there's people behind the art, and they all have unique experiences. They all have a different experience. There might be some things that are the same, but everyone has something different going on in that combination that makes them them. And I think that if we can acknowledge that, and acknowledge that we're not like other artists, it's okay to have some similarities in genre and have something that people can relate to, but I don't want people to get caught up too much on being just like the next, so-and-so, or, etc. Whoever you're looking up to and looking at, because at the end of the day, you're not them, and the similarities might help people recognize, but a lot of times people don't even like when people are too similar, because they compare them and they're like, you're not like them, blah, blah. Plus, you want people to gravitate to you, not just your voice or the thing that makes you like someone else. And so it's a fine line to kind of dance, because being too unique can scare people, but you can find like a really close-knit community that really likes your music, and you can really create a wave. I mean, look at Sophie, right? Sophie, who passed away, which is sad. I really like Sophie's music, and she's one of the pioneers of hyperpop. And at the time, like, yes, hyperpop kind of existed in some ways, but the way that Sophie was doing it is just so different than how anyone else can do it. And they can be similar in ways, but at the end of the day, they're not Sophie, you know? And Sophie created a wave that went on even after her passing, which is awesome, and something that is sad, but you can really see the power behind that movement. And there are other movements where people have a genre they create. They take something and they make it unique, they make it interesting, and they put it together, and it's something that people either kind of heard or never heard. And that's somewhere where I want to land. I don't want to compare myself, and I don't want to try and conform to what I think popular music is, because at the end of the day, you can learn how to make popular things and you can learn how to make popular music, but also you can utilize what you like from those things and use your own creativity and kind of create one, subgenre or idea that really stands out and makes you you. Right now, I'm actually having like maybe an unpopular opinion, and I think there are a lot of people who like this music, and that's not a problem. And I really like house music, but I feel like recently, like I went to EDC Orlando in 2023, and I felt like a lot of the sets were the same, like in terms of house, like bass house and everything else. And I'm not talking about genre. Like obviously genre is going to be somewhat similar because they land in the same kind of category of music, but like I would walk to a set, like me and my girlfriend, and we would hear like the same 7 songs in like people's sets, and it was like kind of just sad because there's so much creativity in the electronic world and in other parts of the music worlds too. And I hear people on SoundCloud and on Spotify, and these people who make such interesting music, but it's not what people deem popular. And so it doesn't get out as much or get to these venues. And I think creating more of this and not just following who you think is successful and creating your own kind of lane is so strong and will really change the music game, especially for electronic music. And that's part of what I want to do. Like making music for me, I've been making music that's very different, and it may make it harder for me to find an audience at first, but once I do find them, they all are kind of confused about what genre it is. They all have different ideas, and I like to ask and kind of figure it out. And I know like each song is different, each vibe is different, but it all is uniquely me, and that makes it even more fun to make music. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect or that my music type is the best or that bass house isn't, awesome or whatever. I'm just saying that because at the end of the day, people like to imitate to get successful, imitate to make money. And sometimes you can tell when things are a cash grab, but sometimes you can genuinely tell when people love that genre, love to work in it and create. And so I say all of that because thinking about this challenge and why I want to hit 10 million streams, the creativity portion is so important to me. And it even takes me a long time. Like I want it to go towards the end of the year. I want to get 10 million streams by the end of the year, which I think I can do. But I know my music is unique and different, and it's going to make the challenge even harder, but it's a challenge that I want to accept because I want to prove a point, and I want to challenge myself and think about that there are other genres and people and types of music that can get to a place where you become known, where people find it, where people want to listen. And same with art or any other thing that you're doing. Like you don't have to imitate to make that art. You can imitate for studies, you can imitate to get technical, you can imitate and get inspired, But at the end of the day, with your creative works, find that thing that makes it just a little different from everyone else, right? Like, try and be unique. And I'm not saying that everything you do is going to be unique. There might be someone that sounds like me and haven't heard of them, or I haven't seen it, and that's fine. But try and go out the box a little bit and figure out what is your style and what makes you, North Dakota, or, art person, or whoever you are. What does it make you? And try and figure it out from there. I think it would be a good idea. And that's just something that's been on my mind a lot, at least recording these videos and everything, is like, what is the thing that makes me stand out when I go on TikTok, when I go on YouTube, when I make a video? And the main thing is genre. And I mean, honestly and candidly, being a Black person in electronic music, making music like this, because there's just not many. And so I look at those things and I see what interests people, and I go from there. And I have a personality. I have things that go for me as a person, but people are quick to swipe and move when they don't know who you are, right? So you have to find them to draw them in, and then find your audience. And I think that's going to be one of the best ways for me to be able to hit the 10 million stream mark. But just some thoughts that I had, and I think it's something to go out of the box, to do that thing that makes you you. I'll see you tomorrow.